Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Maria Guzman. Where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? They're up here somewhere. Good morning, Maria Chongos. Maria Chongos and Joanne, I want to ask you all a favor. If you see any weird emails like Easter lilies, Jesus doing exercise, any kind of email except for Ana y sus aventuras. Good morning, Ana. Pam Blackburn, any kind of email that has a religious or a exercise theme, can you all just block them, please? I don't even want to read the comment. Just block it. Good morning, Saint Martinez. 21 days till Christmas. Yo ya amanecí buscando qué es lo que me voy a poner para las Navidades, qué es lo que voy a usar en los casinos o en los game rooms durante la Navidad. Good morning, LV Raiders. From my humble home to all of you. Lots of love. And I wish you all the best and that all the desires of your heart come to pass during these holidays. I hope that y'all spend them with the family with lots of laughter. Hey, back there, did you hear that? Write it on your little notebook since you don't have any content. I know you're way in the back. Yes, Anna. I usually just stay in the background, girl, but yeah. I was thinking this morning, man, those religious emails really come over here and give themselves taps on the chest and stuff. I don't want them here. I'm not saying that I'm anti-religion. I'm not saying that at all. Because I was raised in the pews of the Pentecostal church. But don't throw your thoughts on me. I don't need them. I know Jesus lives, and I know that it's going to be Christmas in 21 days. I didn't pick the date. Somebody else did. I like them apples. I'm drinking coffee with you guys this morning. You're welcome, Anna. And I heard your car. It sounded like a little motorcycle. I'm like, oh my goodness, no wonder she keeps getting stopped by the po-po. I'm glad you fixed it. That will stop that attraction. They get attracted by the noise. Good morning, Mama Testa. Oh, I tell you, this morning I woke up and Ophelia already gave me 3 different Christmas wraps, and I have like 2 different ones. I'm going to wrap gifts this morning because Valde has a 10-foot Christmas tree, and we're all going to get together at Valde's for Christmas, and we're going to put all the Christmas gifts under it. And so it's going to be lots of fun like we had last year. Thank you. I was trying to see which ones I'm going to wear. I have one with long sleeve, and I don't know. I didn't want to wear that one this morning because I'm enjoying the 70-degree weather we're having in South Texas. Huh. There's people that are getting snow. Ooh, not me. I'm glad. Thank you, Esther. I got me this one in Washington when I was up there in the summer. You're supposed to buy stuff not during the time, but after the time. So I got a really good deal on it. I'm not gonna lie. It was an Angie budget. But I am gonna start with my holiday greetings and stuff. So y'all know I'm gonna get a lot of the way back there people commenting, but that's okay because we need them here. We need every single one of them here. Good morning, Michelle Perez. You know, I was at Walmart a couple of days ago on Monday, I think. Me and Ophelia went. And I was just sitting there I had already finished shopping. We were getting ready to leave, but Ophelia was still doing some last minute stuff that I didn't want to walk through the store for. So I sat at the Hewitt Packard. Is it Hewitt Packard? The tax thing that they have at Walmart right in the front. Nobody was there because they haven't started. It's not January yet. Nobody's trying to get early income tax. So I was sitting there playing my little game on my phone, and a lady said, "Hi, Angie, I follow you on TikTok." And I looked up and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I forgot to tell her to follow me on YouTube, but I thanked her and I wished her a Merry Christmas. And it was her and her son. Good morning, Belda Luna. I wished her a Merry Christmas for her and her son, and then I decided it's already December the. I will start wishing everybody from my humble home to yours a very Merry Christmas. I hope that everybody gets everything that they want, but you know, don't hold it against anybody. It's been a hard year. We've all had our ups and downs this year, but we're wishing a bigger and better 2026. You know, and that's all we can do. We don't look back. We don't want to look back at anything that 2025 had to give because it's almost gone. The year cannot be redone. So we will look forward to 2026 bringing us bigger and better things. I want a job in 2026. But hey, if I don't get it, I'll be retired by the middle of 2026. I'm looking forward to that one, even though I haven't worked in 3 years. But that's okay, you know. There's always something to smile about. Ana, is pozole better the next day like menudo? I was hearing that you had made pozole. Pozole rojo, pozole verde, Ana. Because there's people that make verde pozole. Did you have everything? The repollo, the rábanos, the cebollita, the cilantrito, the chile picao, all that stuff that goes with a pozole. I don't know why they need rábanos, but okay. Okay, but the rábanos, I kind of would skip. Wow, I'm glad that you got lights. I put lights in this house one time a long time ago, and my light bill was like $400, and they were supposed to be LED lights. I don't understand that one. So ever since that happened, I don't put lights outside. I put that little light that reflects on the wall of the house and just throws the little lights up there for a few hours every day, and that's it. Yes, pozole, caldo, all those kind of things are perfect for this weather. So you made the red one, Ana? Because I'm reading here that you say, I love the verde también. There's people that make chicken pozole, and that one's okay. We were at HEB yesterday, me and Ofelia, and we were looking at the cabezas de puerco, and they got them for 77 cents a pound, so that was a good price. I'm thinking if I get one, I want to make a cheese head loaf. But without the olives and without the pickles. I don't want that. I just want all the carne in a loaf pan, and I want to be able to cut it and eat it with crackers with all the spices that it needs, but I want to make it into a loaf and then just eat it with crackers. Good morning, Yaya. I don't know if if I buy one, I don't know if I want to add cloves or not. But if I buy one, I do want to make one of those loaves for the time my daughter and my granddaughters come. That way we can all eat that with crackers. Oh, your mom will make the pork one? I'm over here thinking about getting one of those pork heads, but I still don't have a debit card, so I still have to wait another few days, hoping that it still would be 77 cents a pound when I get it, because I do want to make one. But I think that if I add cloves to it, I'm only going to add maybe 2 cloves to the whole thing, because those cloves can numb everything out. They're overpowering. And it's not that I don't know how to add spices, but there's things that I just refuse to do. I refuse to put bay leaves on barbacoa cheeks. If I'm going to make barbacoa, it's just the cheeks by themselves, not even salt. They go in the oven for 10 hours or in the slow cooker overnight. I don't add anything, because that taco will be made awesome with the hot sauce that you add to that barbacoa, not the bay leaves. The bay leaves, they distract from the flavor, as far as I'm concerned. Cueritos, like, I buy them already cut into squares in the frozen section of HEB. And usually I eat cueritos just when I make them in the beans, yeah. But there's people that will cook them by themselves and then add, the chile pisao and all that to make them like in a red sauce. But then they also have cueritos in vinagre. I don't know. I eat my heart attack beans will always have cueritos, bacon, sausage, and if I have chicharrones, I'll add them in there. But they have the cueritos, the bacon, and the sausage, and the patitas on my heart attack beans. And I usually want them real soft, so I cook them a long time. But yeah, if I make them, why not? We can make a video. It's not your driving skills, Anna. Trust me, you're being stopped, and the reason that you were being stopped is probably not even because you don't have a license on your window. That was attracting them to begin with, so they were stopping you because of the noise the car was making. It's not making it anymore, so they shouldn't be stopping you. I'm sure you weren't eating all the corners as you turned. That's the way I see it. I see it as the noise. Well, that's awesome, Vilda. But I think that she was being stopped because of the noise the car was making. And then once they stopped her, well, yeah, they realized that the car didn't have plates. Anna, go get insurance. The kids are in the car. That's what I tell people. I can't drive without the insurance. I'm sorry. All my life, I've had insurance on my vehicles. And I pay more insurance for cars and the house than people pay for rent. But that's for my mind to be at ease. If I get stopped, it's insured. I don't care. Here's the insurance card. Deal with it. So that should be a plus for you because you fixed that problem. It should not be attracting anybody anymore. And I'm not saying that you should get away with driving without the placas, but I'm sure that you were being stopped because of the noise first. They gotta have really good eyesight to see the placas right in front of you. I can't see from one car. There's people that can see from one car into the other car. I can't. I've never been able to focus that well. There's people that can even see the color of eyes the person that's driving has. I think that that's funny. I'm glad you have insurance, Anna. Even if it's just liability, that only covers the other people. They're covered. If the insurance has a limit, that's on the insurance company. You have what's required, and that's all that anybody needs to know. I have full coverage on a truck that's not moving right now because I need a battery for it. But the one that's moving has liability. In Texas, that's all you need, liability. If your car is yours and you own it, you don't have to worry about if you have collision. What you need to worry about, though, in Texas is making sure that you have uninsured and underinsured. Why do I have that on my Nissan? Because that truck is still worth something. So if somebody in Texas hits me that doesn't have insurance, I want to make sure that I'm covered. And those insurance companies don't want to tell you about underinsured and uninsured. And they need to because it doesn't cost that much more to get underinsured and uninsured. But if you have it, they can't screw you over and put a cap on medical bills. Just to get on, some insurances want to cap off at, I think, 20,000 and 50,000. And just to get in an ambulance from any accident is going to cost you 10. And then when you get into the emergency room, it's going to cost you another 10. So there you went with a cap that's 20. So, that's why you get underinsured. And I'm not an insurance person, but I've always had it. I don't care. I'll pay the extra $8. I don't want the headache. Good morning, Patty. Segovia. So, yeah, it's like I woke up this morning and I was picking, and let me show you the other one. It still has the tag. It was $64. Then it went to 21. Then it went to 15. And after it went to 15, it went to Angie price. And so did this one. So from $65, they were marked down and then marked down again. And then they were super marked down. And then they went to Angie price. Thank you, St. Martinez. If y'all want to know what Angie price is, oh, I'm back. I went into the, where was it? Was it in Otelo? No, it wasn't in Otelo. We were in Washington, and we went like an hour away from Moses Lake. Darn it, I can't remember the name of the stupid town. But we went to the JCPenney's there at the mall. And I went in there. And every time I go to that JCPenney's, I'm always looking. And I've gone 2 summers in a row. And I want to tell you all that I got out of there with over $1,500 worth of merchandise. And I only paid like $75. Because at regular price, these blouses are $65. So between the 2 blouses, it would be $130. But at Angie price, it was $3 each. And this is brand new, not at the Goodwill, at a store. You all saw the tag. It's still on it. And I bought them during the summer for the holiday season. And I paid $3. Oh, Velda's going to give $40 on her platform today. Don't forget to watch Velda when she comes on live. But yeah, I went in that store, and I don't know if you all do it, but I do. I know my daughter doesn't have time to go shopping sometimes because she's got lots of things that she does. So I went into that store and I went through the clearance rack for my daughter. So I'm pushing hangers, and I want to say like 15 or 20 pants, dress pants that are her size, different colors, all colors. And she was cracking up. And then I got her some blouses, and I got her some other stuff. And then I get to the register, and all the stuff that I was getting, each item was $3 because that was the clearance that JCPenney's was having. If it was pink ticket, it was going to be $3. So I get to the register, and then I'm like, I don't have a JCPenney card. But my daughter does. So I gave them her phone number. This little story even gets better. I give them her phone number. Mind you, I had like $1,500 worth of merchandise. And I get to the register. They start ringing up the stuff at $3 an item. And it was like $75. And then I give them my daughter's phone number. And the girl says, do you want to use the money that's on here as a credit? And I looked at her and said, yes. And she's like, oh, we can only use $10 at a time. So my daughter had like $40 or $50 of credit because I think JCPenney's gives you, if you charge on your account, they give you credit. So I used up my daughter's money, and I ended up paying like $10 or something for all the ropa out of my pocket. I was cracking up. I was like, then after I got out of the store, I called her up. Hey, I used all your credit that you had on your JCPenney's account because I bought you some clothes. Okay, Mom. So it was really at an Angie budget because y'all know I don't have a job. But hey, it wasn't my fault. I used her phone number and credit came up. So I used it. It was for her anyways. So I think it's funny because I ended up with a few items for myself, like these two blouses for the holidays. And I bought a pink one, a pink skirt for one of my granddaughters that was sequins because that little girl loves sequin stuff. And and I bought the other ones some dresses and stuff. So I mean, the girls got some items, but the bulk of the items were for my daughter because she is a teacher. She doesn't have enough time to go shopping. No, it's just a blouse and it's got an open back. So Yaya's, if I was to wear this, Yaya's shawl would come in real handy. But it's one of those blouses that you have to think about what kind of bra you're gonna wear. Like right now, I have it under the bra strap right here because it wants to come off. So I have it. I have the thing tucked under. So you really need to think about what type of bra you're gonna wear because the back is all open on this one. This one has an open back. See, the back of this one is open, but it's not open like the other one. Like the one I have on is all the way down here. This one is open, but it's not all the way open. And this one is more loose than the one that I have on. So I'll probably wear that one when I do my little holiday commercial outside. Or I'll probably do one over there by the peacock. Can you imagine, Joanne, if I was to wear this blouse without a bra? They would really say that I had my boobies, my comadres, all the way to my ombligo. Because they would be trying to zoom in. They would be trying to zoom into this one. Especially that person that's back there in the back. Nosy Rosie. But yeah, I was like, I'm going to come on today and let everybody know there's 21 days till Christmas. And from my humble home to yours, I hope that you get everything that you want, everything that your heart desires. I hope that it comes to pass. But most of all, I hope that you sit at the table for the next 21 days and enjoy your family. Laugh with them, play with them on the weekends, drink coffee, and enjoy yourself because we cannot go back on time. Time only goes forward. It doesn't go back. The only reason that you go back on time is on your memories, and I hope that all of the memories that you have are only the good ones. Don't go back to bad memories. Why? Don't get stuck on that one. Nope. Don't do that. I don't even do that. And I'm here by myself. Yes, Velda, you never go back on bad memories, Velda. Think of all the nice things that you and Ricky did, even if it was in the Naranjales. Don't think of nothing. No, I don't have time for that. Ophelia wanted me to read the lie, the Hallmark lie, the book. I'm like, no, I'm going to wrap this one up and give it to my daughter. She can put it in her memory box. And believe me, my daughter has a memory box. And I was telling her about this after 35 years. Ophelia found it at Mom's house. And it has a big love letter back here that I haven't read, ladies. Zoom in. I have not read it because I divorced this guy after I left him, so I'm pretty sure that all of that was a lie. I asked for health and all of you, all beautiful ladies, and my family, and unos 100,000 from the maquinitas or from the game rooms if you go to them. I hope everybody wins, hey. I know Cesar the Muscle won. I don't know how much, but he won a few times. over the weekend. So, hey, you never know when Lady Luck is going to come your way. But even if it's on a scratch ticket, I hope that you win and that you come into 2026 with moolah. But yeah, my daughter has a whole box. She was telling me when I told her about this, she was telling me, "Mom, I have a whole box that she got from her grandfather. Her grandfather gave her a couple of boxes before he passed, and in one of them was a whole bunch of love letters from him to either his first wife or his second wife, which was my mother-in-law. Everybody said that I would get along with her because she was really not my ex-husband's mom. But I never met the lady, so hey, I only met that one mother-in-law, and that's who I acknowledged as my mother-in-law, and she was always very nice to me, even though she never smiled. But that was her character. She never smiled. She had a serious face, like it was rare to see that lady smile. But she wasn't mean, and she wasn't mean to me. She had, what is it called? ODC? When you're super clean, super clean. It was scary to live with her because nothing could be out of place. But I lived with her for 5 years. And then when I got out, I'm like, I'm not related to Martha Stewart. I don't care. I went back to being me. OCD, is that what it's called? Man, she was super clean. I mean, Velda, when I first got married, I told her, "This is your house. I'll do whatever you want. If you don't like something I do, you can redo it." But the first thing that came out of her mouth when I got into her house was, "If you take a shower, dry yourself in the tub." Check it out. "And once you dry yourself, make sure you dry my liner and then, and it had to be in that order. Dry the liner first because I don't want no mold or mildew on my liner. And then dry the walls of the shower and then dry the tub. Then you can get out of the tub." I'm looking at her like this crazy witch. But it was her house, so I was like, my goodness. And then when we washed dishes, it was worse than Leave It to Beaver. We had to wash dishes, dry them, because nobody was going to leave dishes dripping on her counters. You had to dry the dishes, put them where they went, and then take the little basket, put it under the sink, and put the other little thing that drained into the sink, dry it, and put it under the sink too. It was like 5 years. She had a little pantry that was a walk-in pantry in her kitchen, and our room was next to that kitchen. She would get up in the morning, make a lot of racket. I'm here making racket, like opening up all the cabinets, ladies. She would open up all the cabinets to make sure that we knew that she was in the kitchen. None of her pans were in those cabinets. She had china in those cabinets that my daughter inherited. And the reason that my daughter got all that is because I made her give her grandfather $300 for all of her grandmother's china, because I had seen her brother Lemuel. She had like 3 sets of china, but I saw him buying one of the sets at Dillard's for more than $800 for a complete set of china. And I told my daughter, "You're not going to let your grandfather sell it because it's in his way." It was in the cabinets, but it was according to him in his way. So I made her give him $300 for all of her grandmother's dishes. None of them were going to be sold. So my daughter got those because she bought them. But the lady had a walk-in pantry. She would walk into the pantry, and on this side of the wall was all the little sartenes, that the frying pans that she used were hanging there. And then straight ahead, she had all the shelves to size. And she had all the pots for corning ware for the oven, from the biggest Dutch ovens that they used to sell to the smallest ones with the lids. And she had all of them sized and she had them all in a row right there. My daughter got those too. And I'm like, why does she have to do this every morning? And then she would get mad because I would get up and I would make 2 ham and cheese sandwiches and put them in the lunchbox for my husband to go to work. I knew he was going to eat at work anyway, so why was I going to get up and make tacos and all that when they had 2 or 3 big cafeterias at UTMB where he worked? No way. All the years I was married, he worked at UTMB. Hey, KK. It will pop in the microwave, KK. Yep. No. Gold trim. China. Don't do that one either. But, I mean, this lady had an awesome pantry. Out of everything in that house, I love that pantry because all her Corningware and all her glass stuff was all lined up. You could see it. If the door of that pantry would open, it was beautifully stacked in the shelves. And they were made for all her stuff to be properly lined up. And I think because she had ODC or OCD or whatever it is. But it was like a everyday thing. Even when we were cutting the yard, she would tell me, "You're leaving mustaches." So I would have to go back and redo that line with a lawnmower. But it was the little things that we enjoyed doing. And it's like we would get up, drink our coffee, sit at the table together. And then she would go to her room and I would go to mine. And I loved her being my sous chef because I would cook. She would take the stuff out that she wanted for that day, but I would cook and she would be washing dishes behind me. Hey, that worked for me. At 3 o'clock, we would get together in the kitchen and we would start dinner. And it was like everything had to have its plate. The beans were in one plate. And the rice and the meat were in another plate. If there was a salad, there was another plate. And when Evita was born, she would sit, and these people even stole my daughter. She would sit in the high chair between her grandfather and her grandmother. And me and my husband would sit at the other end of the table. And I could hear him telling her, Concha, la niña tiene comida en la carita. And my daughter, she would get the best dresses with the little hats and the matching shoes and the gloves and everything, the little purses. My mother-in-law would not, her and her family never had a budget with my kid. I have a budget with her now, but they never did. But see, those are the things that I like to remember. My daughter sitting on her counter that was super clean with that stupid cat that's behind me. Oh, I have a cat. I hated it, and I inherited it from... Where is he? He's back there somewhere. I hated this cat. And it ended up in my house, and I think he's like 80 years old. Stop it. Pero como dicen los dichos mexicanos, lo que no puedes ver en tu casa lo has de tener. So I inherited him after she passed away. But those are the things that you remember. He was on a certain spot on the counter in the kitchen, and you had to see him if you were going to the restroom at night or if you were coming back into the room. He was always watching you, and it was like, I hate that cat. And I inherited that cat. I can't believe. That's awesome, KK. What are you having? A big ham on them? I just saw somebody doing a big old centerpiece with those tubes, those swimming pool tubes, the foam ones. And she put three or four wine glasses, and then she zip tied them in place. And then she got all those rusty floral arrangements from Michael's and just filled in the tube. And it was a nice long, it looked beautiful. I saw it on the reels. But those tables look really nice when they're really with all of that stuff for the holidays. That's why I don't want to go to California, St. Martinez. Well, I hope that everybody is well and that the homes don't get too much damage. Prime rib sounds good. Last year we had brisket because we had the turkey thing on Thanksgiving. So last year we had brisket for Christmas. I'm not sure what we're gonna have this year, but that sounds awesome. Prime rib roast. But yeah, usually that's why turkey only gets done once a year, because you get burned out with all the leftovers. You're eating leftovers after the holidays. We had rice and turkey the next day. And then I packed up the little Ziploc bags with broccoli and cheese. And I packed up the 2 or 3 more zip bags with freezer bags with the turkey. And when my daughter left, I put them all in a little ice chest for her. I told her, make it easy for yourself for the next week or so, or put them in the freezer. And when you want to make your life easy, take one of them turkey packs out and just throw some pasta in the water. And once it's done, by the time the pasta is done, the turkey should be heated up, and then just mix it. Like, don't complicate your life with kids. They like spaghetti. Put turkey on it. Yes, St. Martinez are proud to all of those people in California that just had an earthquake. The whole thing with these earthquakes is they create the waves that we don't feel, create those tsunamis that those islands get on the other side, because the waves go under there and they create those big waves. So I just hope that the after effects of that one, that it wasn't so big that it'll create a lot of damage for other islands that are around that area. But it's been 45 minutes, ladies. I thank you for being here. Maria Chongo, St. Martinez, Belda Luna, and Patty Segovia, Joanne Snabble. I thank you all for being my moderators and always being there, watchful. And yes, I started this show asking my moderators to please just block out any weird religious email addresses that come up. I know that a lot of us have funny names and stuff, and the funny names are fine, but if somebody is running after somebody for health reasons, or having dreams of Easter lilies or Jesus lives, we already know that, so we don't need those people here with their funny emails. Just like I don't need anybody here that's from the 4.5 wife countries. And a lot of people say, Angie, why do you say that? And I'm like, because those 4.5 wife countries are always at war, and the war is over 2,000 years old. That's why they have 4.5 wives, so they can have all these kids to continue these wars that are unnecessary, that we keep supplying money for. So, no, if they're in here, block. I appreciate you all for investing time on me and for letting me into your space this morning. Bye, everybody.